Melange is the spice of spices. The planet Arrakis is its only source. The spice is the most valued commodity in the universe. Its price on the Imperial Market has peaked as high as 620,000 Solaris per decagram. The spice is only mildly addictive when consumed in small quantities, but when taken in quantities greater than 2 grams a day per 150 pounds of body weight, the spice melange becomes extremely addictive. Chiefly, melange is noted for its geriatric properties. The spice extended life, but it was also the key to the prescient powers of the Guild Navigators and of Muad'dib. When the spice is taken consistently, a person will develop the eyes of Ibad, which are characterized by the whites and pupils of the person's eyes turning a deep blue. The eyes of Ibad indicate a heavy melange addiction. Fremen develop the eyes of Ibad as children. Others in the Imperium use cosmetic contacts to hide their blue within blue eyes. Melange is formed due to a chemical reaction of water with the excretions of sand trout underground. When this occurs, a pre-spice mass is formed. Once the pressure builds, this mass comes rushing to the surface, drying and becoming spice melange. The production of spice is directly tied to the great sandworms of Arrakis. The water of life seems to be a chemically similar but much more potent form of the spice melange. The liquid is produced when a sandworm is submerged in water and drowns. At the moment of death, an excretion is produced, the water of life. The water of life is poisonous and will kill anyone who drinks it. The Bene Gesserit, because of their ability to manipulate their internal chemistry, can alter the chemical inside of them, creating what the appendix of Dune calls a narcotic awareness spectrum drug. A Bene Gesserit Reverend Mother is a sister who has transformed the illuminating poison and unlocked her higher awareness in the process. The sisterhood had not planned for the Fremen to spawn wild Reverend Mothers, however, who could also transform the water of life, unblocking their own genetic memory. Millions of people throughout the universe are addicted to spice. Safe space travel depends on its existence. Without it, the Bene Gesserit could not be as they are. The spice was first known to be discovered on Arrakis, but who can say where the first spice was produced? In Children of Dune, Leto II mentions that the sand trout were brought to Arrakis from some other planet, meaning that there is likely another source of the spice melange, or at least once was, somewhere out there in the universe. The idea that the sandworm invasion of Arrakis, which transformed the planet from a lush and wet world to a barren desert, was accidental seems odd. It had been tried many times over millennia to allow the sandworms to proliferate on other worlds, but it had always failed, no matter how closely the conditions were duplicated. This was of course until Shiana, a special human who could control the newer breed of sandworms, who each contained a piece of the God Emperor inside. The sandworms require very specific conditions in order to thrive. It seems like an incredible stretch of luck that they would end up on Arrakis, a planet which allowed them to reproduce in great numbers. The honored Matres, who returned out of the scattering in Heretics of Dune, appear to have created a substitute to the spice, though it is inadequate. In this time, more than 5,000 years after Paul Atreides lived, the Tleilaxu also have the ability to produce spice inside of their axolotl tanks. The Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, however, claimed that the Tleilaxu spice is inferior to true Arrakis spice. The spice monopoly had all but faded into nothingness, in this age. Before this time, however, he who controlled the spice controlled the universe. Control of the spice had allowed Paul Atreides to rise to the Imperial seat. The Spacing Guild, who alone controlled space travel, followed he who ruled the spice Melange. This would all eventually come to an end, however, as all things must.